All right, welcome back. So, we have some news of the day to do in between periods of the games featuring Tampa Bay, Detroit, and Pittsburgh, Boston. So, in the case of the news, we'll go back to something that happened yesterday. I wasn't going to do a video specifically on this, but Vinny Hinostroza is now a member of the Blackhawks. So I put on the Blackhawks reverse retro and the reverse retro hat for that. Brad Morrison is the return to Florida. And so just didn't work with Hinostroza in Florida. If it doesn't work for him in Chicago, that might be it for him. But I have my fingers crossed that it does work for him. I like Vinny Hinostroza. Again, I liked him in Arizona, and I think him going back to Chicago just makes a lot of sense. So hopefully that works out. Joakim Nygard is on waivers, the latest of a long list of players who've been on waivers recently who very likely clear. Everybody who was on waivers yesterday did clear, as teams have salary cap issues with the number of players on the roster, and figuring all this out and not wanting to add a new player so you have to waive somebody yourself, this kind of thing. So Nygard's on waivers, very, very likely to clear. Brandon Carlo is back on the injured list. So he had just come back from the injury he suffered at the hands of Tom Wilson, and now he's out week to week with an upper body injury suffered against the Pittsburgh Penguins on Thursday. So when it's week to week, it to me is a minimum of 2 weeks, because normally it'll be 7 to 10 days. If it's 7 to 10 days, that's what they'll say. But in this case, week to week to me says 2 weeks. So hopefully Carlo's not out that long. That being said, the Bruins are having a crazy game with Pittsburgh. Looking forward to reviewing that for all you fine people when it's done, as well as the Tampa Bay Detroit game, which is a little more. It looks like it could be really lopsided, but by the end of this, we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. Because again, in between the second and the third, it feels like next goal could be really important. Zach Parise has resumed skating for the Minnesota Wild. This is the thing when you're in protocols and you can't skate. Now, if you're in protocols because you also had a positive test, you may be dealing with a lot of fatigue and things of that nature. So, yeah, Parise's resumed skating, and we'll see how long it takes before he's back for Minnesota. And for Dallas, Anton Hudobin's been added to the protocol list today. The protocol lists are going up. Case counts are going up both sides of the border, so just makes sense. And there's a lot of, and the emotion takes over, and I get it. So we'll come to the Vancouver Canucks here. Many of the players right now are being said to be seriously ill, to the point where some of them may end up in the hospital, may not. We don't know yet. There's rumors that medical staff have been to some of the homes of the Canucks that are sick to give them IV treatments as well. So it's been a really, really tough few days for fans, for the organization, I would imagine for the families of the players affected and all of that. And the numbers keep going up. The Canucks are trying to call up players from Utica, anticipating that they will get back on the ice and they will start playing again. And the problem with that is Utica's been down for almost a month. So there are players in Utica that hadn't skated for weeks that are just trying to get up to speed themselves. So calling up players from Utica, a little trickier than it might otherwise be. And of course, you have to quarantine 7 days coming in. It's kind of a mess, right? So for Vancouver, there's a lot of work to be done. Haven't heard anything more about whether or not they push things back or how far they push things back. Again, I don't think they play 56 games. And it is concerning with how sick the players are. But again, I don't see the NHL shutting things down. I don't see it happening. We've seen them roll with it. We're watching as baseball's kind of rolling with it. They've just gotten started. They've had a couple of series that were affected already. Well, one series was affected already, where it was taken out for the weekend because of positive tests on the team. We've seen basketball dealing with it. We saw the NFL dealing with it. It's just this is part of sports right now. And while they're working on the vaccination process in the States and in Canada, it's just that's how it is for now. And no, players on the Canadian side haven't been vaccinated. They're not queue jumping in the States. Some of them have. It all depends on where you are. It all depends on the situation you're in. And I really hope that all the Canucks can recover as quickly as possible. I know this is something that can knock you down for quite a while. So hopefully they recover as quickly as possible, and their families aren't affected either. And on that, I think of Travis Hamonic and others. There's other players as well. So Yeah, it's the human side of sports, and we've been going through this for now over a calendar year, and it can get kind of sort of exhausting. But yeah, hopefully the Canucks get healthy as soon as possible, and we'll see what the NHL and the organization, and of course what BC Health decides as well, because there's a lot in play here. It's not just the NHL, not just the team, but there's local health officials as well. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.